What's up everybody, how's it going? Welcome back to this commentary playthrough of Final Fantasy XII The Zodiac Age. We are still dealing with optional espers at this point, and the last one that we defeated was Zeromus, and now we're going to try to move towards Chaos. Now, from what I know, Chaos is going to be a jump up in difficulty, so Zodiac, the final one, is like really difficult, the one before is also difficult, and Chaos is also difficult. So I'm likely underleveled for Chaos, and it's likely going to be a bit out of my reach. But that doesn't mean I'm not going to try. So I'm going to try to do all of the things required to unlock it first. And once I've done that, then we'll take it on and see if there's any chance of us defeating it. If not, then we will head back and do some hunts, because there's still a lot of hunts that that need to be done at this point. So, based on what I've checked out, there's some prerequisites. There's plenty of prerequisites for Chaos, and one of them is this hunt here, Crime and Punishment. I need to take this this hunt on to defeat Orthos. Orthos? Yeah, Orthos. So let's go ahead and do that. This person is in the Garamsythe, well, just outside the Garamsythe Waterway. Okay, let's head back to Rabanastre and get rolling. Okay, apparently there's someone called the Contrite Thief around here. Is what? Let me just try and get an understanding of what the hell just happened here. There's a Sikh. Either a very drunk or a very dead Sikh. Oh, did you see my bill? Thanks for coming, love. Just knowing someone cared enough to hear me troubles is all I needed. Farewell, cruel world. Only winding you up, dear. I still got some juice left in me. Ready to get down to business? If you've seen the bill, you know I need this Orthos hunted, stuffed and mounted. How come? Well, I'll tell you, but only if you agree to do the hunt, love. So, still interested? Please tell me more. Thank you, love. Though I hate to have such a fine young man as yourself see me in such a state. Well, you already know I'm a thief. There, I've said it. The shame. Well, I wouldn't be much of a thief if I didn't steal from time to time, and this time I was partaking in some of the things in Samar's house. That Samar's never home. He's always down in the South Sprawl talking to some kid. Why, he's practically begging to be robbed. Not being one to turn down such a clear invitation, I helped myself to some plunder. Only, these kids caught me in the act. Well, you can imagine how frightened I was. A mob of kids chasing after me shouting, "Stop! Thief!" and "Grab her!" and whatnot. Much easier being chased by proper adults, I find. But where was I? Ah, of course, the Garamsythe Waterway. That's the place what they chased me to. Couldn't scarcely breathe by this point, mind you. Still, somehow, I gave him the slip. But no sooner had I stopped to catch my breath than that Orthos reared its, well, head, I suppose. Not being in a condition to fight, I threw down my plunder there and then ran as fast as I could. By the time I made it back up to Lowtown, the kids had gotten the grown-ups involved, and I found myself penned in tight. Well, seemed to me I'd gone from the frying pan into the fire. Lucky for me, Samar showed up just then. He's the one what had seen what I'd stole from, see? A heart of gold, that one has. Said he'd let it all be as water under a bridge, if I'd just return everything what I took. Only this Orthos made off with all my plunder, and I'm in no condition to get it back from him, as you surely see. So you gotta help me. Kill that Orthos and get back the things I stole. Else they'll hand me over to the Imperials, then it's now been for me. Notorious Sikh by the name of Daguz is said to be there. I daren't think what he'd do to a dainty flower like myself. Don't let them send me away. That Orthos was off in the south end of the waterway. Only, he's particular about who he'll attack. Leastwise, that's what Samar said. Don't let me down. I'm begging you with all the beg I got left. Interesting tale. Okay, let's go. I'm gonna talk to this kid. Oh, I wanted to take a nap there. No fair, she looks as comfy as can be. But why does she keep twitching like that? Pangs of guilt? Nah, probably just fleas. I need to get out of here, man. Things a bit weird in here. Okay, I can get back to a more... I can get myself back to a more conventional team now with these guys. I want to try having a gambit like this because I've got quite a few slots now. And some of them aren't really that necessary. I want to see how well Confuse might work against certain enemies. Varn, probably not a good idea to have that anymore. Okay, it's in this area, which means I've got a little bit of a way to go. Let's run along. So apparently I get a key item called a Blackened Fragment if I complete this hunt. That's the reason why I need to do it. It's a key item that's necessary for the hunt that I'm gonna for chaos. Let's see. Okay, so after messing around a little bit with the control mechanism thing again, I've made it down to where I need to be. Shall throw in a save here. I don't know what level this hunt is, so because it's a prerequisite one for a difficult boss, maybe it's quite a high level. So this is the same. Wait, no, it's not the same place. I was going to say it's the same place I fought Chuju, but it's not. Okay, it hasn't appeared. From what I know, I think you need a party of all girls for it to appear. In other words, Team FAP, the team that has served us very well so far. Well, I should be the party leader anyway. Hold on. There it is. Whoa, it's quite a big one. Let's get the measure of him. Protect Shell Haste. How original. I see Penello's trying to throw Confuse on there. It's no longer a good time for that. Okay, here we go. We can just head straight for Flare for maximum damage and just go from there. So the gun's not really doing that much damage. And neither is Darkra, so we're good. Unless it's got some other tricks up its sleeve, there's nothing particularly... Ah, here we go. Some moves are missing as well. It definitely does have a lot of moves, but they're just not very useful. See, just constantly missing. Phoenix down. Okay. Great. Let's finish it. There we go. Bundle of stolen articles. Alright, let's get the hell out of here. Return back. That's one piece of the puzzle completed. Okay, we're back. Let's chat to the contrite thief. Thank you. You said you'd get him, and you have done. Oh, hello there, Samar. Well, I see you've recovered my things. You're lucky you found someone willing to help you. You can't hope to get by in life by stealing and pilfering from others. We help each other, or the whole thing falls apart. Off with you now. Hopefully you've learned something from all of this, and it won't go so well for you if we catch you stealing again. Thank you. Thank all of you. I've learned my lesson, so I have. I know I'll probably never see you again, but if you ever see a lonely Sikh on a street corner, no, I have to keep my dreams where they belong. You and me, it would never work out. Forget I said anything. This is for helping me out. It ain't much, but it ain't stolen neither. See ya. There we go. So 3,800, Horectes Flame, Unpurified Ether. You should be commended. Hunting a creature for the sake of a scoundrel like that Sikh, I don't care how large the bounty is. It's a rare soul who has the courage to risk his own life to help another. Speaking of which, I think you ought to have this. It's a blackened fragment of some sort of medallion. It was given to me by a man who said I should pass it on to someone who showed great courage. I doubt he could object to me giving it to you. He was quite a character, I tell you. Spent most of his life as a sky pirate. He'd just decided to mend his ways when the war broke out. He'd planned to start a new life in Nabudis, his home as a boy, but his dream died with the city. He came here a broken man, and died not long ago. I was a sky pirate myself once. I'd rather not too many people knew though. Some choice of profession, wouldn't you say? Anyway, through a course of events I won't bore you with now, I saved this man's life, and that's why he entrusted me with part of this medallion. He never told me what it was for, or what it did, but I got the impression it was important. Now I want you to have it. It belongs with you. Cheers, bruh. Blackened Fragment. There we go. What next? There's something called a Grimy Fragment. So I need to go to Dalan's place, which I always forget the location of. Old Dalan's place. There we go. Let's chat to Dalan, my boy. Who might you be? My errand is with Dalan, so if you do not mind. Dalan, this isn't one of the children you were telling me about, is it? As a matter of fact, it is. Varn, I want you to hear what my friend has to say. I think you may be able to help him. I am Roh'kenmou. I have come from Nabudis to visit an acquaintance of mine, a man in whose care I left a most important object. Sadly, it would seem he succumbed to disease and passed away, only just recently, as Dalan tells me. He must have known his death was near, as he took measures to see that this object would not fall into the wrong hands. I am most grateful. He split the object in 4, to lessen the chance that any one person might come into possession of the whole. One of these he gave to Dalan, who has just now returned it to my keeping. The whereabouts of the others are not known to me. What I do know is that one of the 3 was given to a person, and the other 2 were hidden. I am sure what I ask of you now is clear enough. I need you to find these objects and bring them to me. This is not a thing I would normally ask of a perfect stranger, but Dalan tells me the children look up to you. Their knowledge may be the key. When I am in possession of all 4, then, well, we shall consider that when the time comes. The man I came to see lived in the North Sprawl. His house is vacant now, by all accounts. I am not sure precisely where it is, but it may be worth the effort to locate it. There might be some clue to aid your search. Oh, I've nearly forgotten an essential detail. The item I'm looking for is a medallion. Should you find something that might be part of this medallion, pray bring it to me, my boy. My boy. Okay. Let me check my key items. I think I already did part of the medallion thing with the thing in Old Arcades. Blackened Fragment. Unless this is something that I did, because I reloaded this save. Either this is something that I did after this save. We'll have to see. Okay. Now. My pop owns this place. He was letting it out to somebody, but it's empty now. Deke thinks that letter on the table belonged to him. Didn't make much sense at first, but then Deke thought it may have something to do with water. There are a bunch of gates to control the water down the waterway, but you need a key to make them work. Yeah, I remember this banter before, and I think I took the letter already. Okay, maybe I'm done with this place. Okay, I need to talk to some of these kids. Let me head back down to the South Sprawl near Dalan's place and see if anyone's going to help me there. I'm looking for someone called Philo. I've just checked. It should be a kid. Fidget, Philo. Here we go. You looking for a medallion, Van? What a coincidence. So are we. The street ears are saying there was this man what used to be a sky pirate. He came from Nabudis and was living in a house in the North Sprawl. Isn't this to do with the hunt I just did? They say he was weak. He was weak even when he got here. And finally he up and kicked. But he had this medallion, see? Really important to him. Only, since he knew he was on his last legs, he hid it away. Never told a soul where. So there's a hidden medallion that owned by someone. What? The way they say what, it really makes it difficult to read because it's not a really normal way of saying it. So there's a hidden medallion what was owned by someone what may have been a sky pirate. What better quest for the Buccaneers Brigade? No, so not the Kindergartens then. Me and Kite split up and looked for it, but it weren't nowhere in No Town or any of the shops up in Rabanastre. That just leaves the city streets that still need searching. Got any ideas? Oh well, gonna have to chat to a lot of kids. Well, Sky Pirate, no, we still haven't found his medallion. What's that? Okay, so we've got to search around. Next up, I need to talk to the curious woman in the Southern Plaza. Let's do that. I mean, there's so many people to talk to in Rabanastre that, without knowing, it would take me hours. Where am I? I'm in the East End. Southern Plaza. It might be this way. Okay, Southern Plaza. We are looking for a curious woman. She looks curious to me. Doesn't look as though I'll find anything today. Oh, I beg your pardon. It's nothing. Nothing at all. Do you need something? Do you know me? I have this condition. I don't know who I am or why I'm here. I simply can't remember. Maybe talking to you will help. I must have been out walking in the desert. That's where I awoke. Fortunately, I could see the city gate, so I made my way here. But with no money, I've had to resort to selling odds and ends I find in the fountain, and I still can't answer the question, who am I? The only thing I can recall is that someone gave me this necklace, of Rabanastre make, judging by its style. It is my only memento. The rest is blank to me. The necklace itself seems quite ordinary, so I would not expect it to have come from an armor shop or the like. If I could only find out who had given it to me, perhaps I would remember more. Won't you help me, please? Okay. I need to go to the bazaar now, apparently. Maybe the necklace has a piece of the medallion in there, and I need to help this lady so that she can reward me with it or something. Okay, here we are again in the bazaar. I need to speak to some merchants. I'm not going to read them if they don't seem to have any relevance here. Merchant. Ask about the necklace. I deal in spices, not spying, and necklaces are right out. Oh, sorry, mate. Gasly! He's still saying the same thing he was saying at the start of the game. A necklace? No, I don't think. Wait, one might have passed through my shop. What kind of necklace did you say it was? Yes, that sounds like the necklace, alright. Sold that one to an Imperial, I did. Maybe you know the one. He used to pace about the second floor of the Sandsea like he owned the place. That was before the order came down, barring the Imperials from frequenting the tavern. I rarely see him there at all anymore. No doubt he's found a new place in town to while away the hours. I'm sure you could find him with a little legwork. Okay. Chat to my clan provisioner. Okay, still nothing new. Let's see if my friend the Vieira is here. I am happy to see you visit again. Talking with you somehow makes my burdens feel lighter. I have left my home and I can never return. I have no doubts when I set out. I had no doubts when I set out, but now I wonder whether I will fail where my sister did not. It would not be right to turn to my sister for help. She is now an accomplished warrior, but for me no allure does the call of battle hold. Others have said I possess a warmth of care my sister lacks. Still, not on kindness alone can one make her way in the world. Perhaps it would be best if I too became a warrior like my sister. What do you think? Not everyone has to be a warrior, man. So strength in battle does not necessarily mean strength of character. I had not thought of it in this way. I believe I may have taken one step toward choosing the path I should follow. I look forward to our next meeting. Honestly, it'd be awesome if she turned out to be Fran's sister, but I think it would have been a much more heavy storyline thing if she was. I guess there's a lot of Vieira warriors, so I don't think it's a huge thing. I think I might get something from this. Okay, let's see. Nothing. Fine. So normally there's a lot of backwards and forwards after this one. I have to kind of go back down and come back up and all this stuff. So, Sotted Imperial. Don't stand there gaping like a codfish. Well, necklace. What's this about a necklace? So, this woman who's forgotten who she is. This necklace is hers, is it? Alright, boy. Here's what you're going to do. Bring her here. I want to meet her. If you're telling the truth, then we'll talk about this necklace. And if you're not, well, no telling what might happen to your little friends in Lowtown now, is there? So before you go slipping out of town, be sure to say goodbye to your friends. What a weird guy. Got his drink with him. That's hilarious. Hiding out. Okay, gotta go speak to Kites because he's my main buddy in Lowtown. Is that Kites? I think it's no. I think Kites heard that, he'd be very upset. I thought he was a little girl. There he is. Oh, Vaughn, I found out more about that medallion. There's good news and bad news. Which do you want to hear first? The bad news. Someone else already found the medallion. Some lady, apparently. That's the bad news. Good news is, we found out where it was hidden. You know the fountain in the Southern Plaza? Where it looks like that Sky Pirate man threw it in there. So the way I figure it, that lady must have picked it up out of the fountain. I'm not sure who she is. Don't think I've seen her around town before. If we could find that much out, it'd be a start at least. Oh, I almost forgot. Philo said she was having some problems of her own. Nothing's going right for us, is it? Okay, next up is Philo, I think. It's already been mentioned, but just to be sure, yeah, it's Philo. All of this to fight some big badass optional Esper. Ah, always go to the wrong bit. There we go. Philo. We've got problems, Vaughn. We found this woman by the plaza who doesn't even know her own name. Well, we couldn't just leave her like that, so we took her in. But we can't exactly look after her forever. Sorry, did you need something, Vaughn? I need to see this woman. Oh, do you now? And what would Penelo have to say about that? I'm just teasing you. But what do you need to see her for? An Imperial wants to talk to her. You think he might know who she is? Well, I guess there's not much else to be done. You said he's waiting up in Yugri's magics, right? Go on ahead, we'll meet you there. Unless you want to come with us right now. Sure, let's go right now. You sure you aren't keeping anything from me, Vaughn? Never mind, I'll just ask Kites later. Well, I'll see you there, okay? Alright, here we are. And why are you giving me the look, boy? Don't tell me you brought this woman of yours. Well, let's see her then. Is it really you? Shyle? I could have sworn I'd seen you. I thought it must be my eyes playing tricks on me. She told us everything. She came from Arcadia to visit her brother. Then once she got here, she went for a walk in the desert to see the sights. But she passed out from the heat, and that's when she lost her memory. One of my friends visited Rabanastre, and she said she'd seen my brother wasting away in the pub. With Lord Vane as consul, I knew my brother would never get away with that for long, so I left for Rabanastre as soon as I could. So you came all this way to set me straight? Well, that settles it. From now on, I'll take pride in my work. I'd been thinking about doing just that for a while, and, well, if this isn't the perfect time to start, I don't know what is. Thank you ever so much for your help. I only wish there was some way I might repay your kindness. Oh, I know a way. Didn't you say something about finding part of a medallion in the fountain? How about that? That's also a good idea. Well, I don't see why not, though part of a broken medallion hardly seems a fitting gift, and I've only the one piece. That's okay. Me and Kais didn't do much anyway. You should take it, Vaan. You were looking for a medallion, weren't you? Yeah, Vaan. You're just going to bring it back to whoever was trying to find it anyhow. You should take it. Yeah, we just thought it'd be neat to have something what a real sky pirate used to have. Well, if that's settled, I'll give this to you then. Thank you so much. Grimy Fragment! That's another one. Okay, now we need to head back to Dalan's place. So a lot of legwork here. One thing that I quickly read up on was there was the traveller technique. Oh, I can't see it here. And it did damage based on the amount of steps you did, so I thought it was something where the further the game goes on and the more steps you take, the more damage it does. But it does damage based on the amount of steps you took since you last used the move. So right now, 368,000, it will do a lot of damage maybe one time, and then after that it's not going to be that useful. So, but I am curious to try it out. I would try it probably once at some point if I can remember it. There he is again. Oh ho! You have found the Blackened Fragment of the Medallion. Well, are you going to hand it here or not? Here you go. Yeah, you just keep talking to my crotch. Thank you. I cannot imagine what you endured to obtain this. You have my gratitude. Oh ho! You have found the Grimy Fragment of the Medallion. Well, are you going to hand it here or not? Thank you. You've brought me 2 parts of the medallion. That leaves 1. Yes. This medallion, you see, it is from Nabudis, but there is little point in me telling you of it while it remains incomplete, is there? If hearing my tale again would help, I do not mind. Okay, so this is the one related to the dusty letter. So I didn't really need to talk to this guy because I already got the dusty letter. Now I've got to head back to Garamsythe Waterway again, and I've got to mess with the control things again. So again, like I said, without a guide, would have been almost impossible. I'd need like 500 hours. And there'd probably still be things I couldn't find after 500 hours as well. Okay, so first of all I need to turn off all of the gate lights, that's the first thing. So a prerequisite before this whole thing would have been to defeat the white moose thing anyway, so that's why you can't really go for this one until you've already done that as well. Oh, this takes so long, come on man, we understand. Oh. Okay, so phase 1 is to make sure all of the lights are closed. Now I need to close 11. It's a bit counterintuitive because you close it to put the light on. Close 11, now I need to close 4. And then open 11 again, close 3, open 4, in this order. So I'm trying to think to myself, how do we view the contents of this letter? I'm trying to think, is there anything, because in the inventory I can't, East, southeast, east, southwest, southeast. Can't see anything else from it. Either you have to realize that that applies, like if I'm standing here, I guess this is east, this is west, this is east, this is southeast. I don't know, maybe. Whatever. Okay, close 11, close 4, open 11. Now I've got close 3. And now open 4. And it says that I can now find an item to pick up. Let's see. Yep, I heard a little sound. That is a very good sign. There it is. I have no idea how that worked, but you get the dull fragment magically appearing out of nowhere. Right, that's that. Okay, now I need to... What happens if I go back to Old Dalan? It says here I need to go to... I need to speak to another one of the... I need to talk to Marcleo in the Nabreus Deadlands. Yeah, he's still there. Oh, you found a dull fragment of the medallion. Well, are you going to keep it here or not? Ah, that is the fourth and final fragment. These once made up the Medallion of Bravery, forged in Nabudis, you know. Such medallions were only given to those who had demonstrated their bravery. I should think you have proven yourself. Yes. Should the mood strike you, you should come to Nabudis. If he also deems you worthy, we may have a new medallion bearer. Yes. Well, it is high time I be off. You have been a tremendous aid, my boy. Thank you. The good Dalan. A curious fellow he is. I wonder what all this business is about, eh? Still, you've come this far, my boy. You might as well see it through. Right, so now I'm going to head to the Nabreus Deadlands.